Okay, so I'm joined by head coach David Artell before our game against Cheltenham on Saturday. Firstly, reflecting back to that unfortunate Saturday at Barrow, quite a difficult afternoon. I'm sure you're delighted that we sort of put that behind us in resolute fashion, winning every game in February.
Yeah, I think you don't realise it at the time, but sometimes there's turning points in the season, and maybe that is one for us. We got caught on the hop with what the new manager was doing. It was Andy Wing's first game, and we didn't prepare for what it was going to do to us or for us. However, we didn't play well, but we have played well since, and got some really good results. Doncaster, for example. And made sure that we won the games. I think that's last Saturday was far from a classic, but we did enough to win the game, and we deservedly won the game. So we've got to keep improving. We know that. I said this after the game. And one good month doesn't mean we've cracked it. We've got to back that up. We had a good December, a not great January, and an even better February. What we've got to make sure we don't have a March that replicates January. And it's a tough month. We've got plenty of games, but we're one of the form teams in the division, and we've got to make sure that carries on for, well, ideally another 14 games.
Yeah, and you mentioned about form showing a lot of consistency in our results. Three consecutive 2-1 wins and 4 wins on the bounce now. That was one of your key markers that you want to achieve, isn't it? Consistency in the division.
Yeah, we spoke about consistency in game and from game to game before Christmas, and we were obviously in the midst of the worst horrific injury crisis that I've had in my managerial career, and we downplayed it at the time because we didn't want it to become the narrative. But we were right down to the bare bones, and the performances the lads put in was terrific. But at the same time, that sometimes meant we were inconsistent. I can remember the Doncaster game at home after we'd been to Carlisle and Gillingham, and it was a game too much for him. But it adds to inconsistency because we couldn't change the team. Now we can make a tweak or two. It helps, and we've got more players available. It helps. So we're hoping that this consistency continues for the rest of the season. And
touching back on Fleetwood, now you've had a chance to reflect. I think you'll agree that it's nice to see George McEachran getting some well overdue praise, I think, and obviously scoring in wonderful fashion. But I think he does deserve a lot of praise, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, is he? We speak about rhythm at times. We speak about control at times. But we also want goals from George. I watched Wrexham Peterborough last night, and George Dobson scores. He's their 6 inside the box. I had Ryan Wintle at Crewe, who's now at Millwall, at Cardiff. He scored goals. So it's like you're not just in the team for control or rhythm or making us play, whatever you want, however you want to describe that. You've also got to score some goals. That might only be 4 a year, but you've got to score 4 a year. So we expect more from him. We do. And he knows that. He brings a lot to the team. But he's got to add them more goals and not just, fizz whizzlers like he scored on Saturday.
Yeah. Talking of goals as well, Rosie involved in a league goal for the 5th game running now. He's at 10 for the season, and he's just proven vital again, isn't he?
Yeah, I think Sean said it's only the 2nd time he's scored back-to-back double figures.
Correct.
It's like, Rosie's a really humble man. He's a great bloke, works his socks off, great team player. But he's going to get judged by scoring goals. And he gets in the positions to score goals, all different types of goals, whether it is penalties or headers, shots, lying on your back, all different types, because he's got a natural instinct to score goals. So, he's got to get in positions more and more and more, and we've got to create more and more for him, because if we do, he'll score goals.
Yeah, and Cheltenham next up for us as well. Last time we played them, it was quite a dramatic fashion that we won the game. I'm sure expecting it to be equally difficult this time, aren't you?
Yeah, I went to watch them on Tuesday night against Walsall, and they gave a really good account of themselves. I think probably a draw was probably a fair result. You know, and they're up and at you. You know, they're good at home, like really good at home. They're in good form themselves. But we go there full of confidence. You know, I think we won those last 2 away from home, so we've got to make sure that continues and our impressive away form continues. You know, it won't be an easy. It's never an easy place to go, Whaddon Road. Whoever the manager is, whatever the team is, it's never an easy place to go. But they're in good form themselves. The manager knows the division really well in Flinney. So we've got to make sure that whatever questions they ask of us, we have the answers. And likewise, we'll pose plenty of questions for them, and we've got to make sure we've got the answers as well to them. So should be a good game. It's one we're looking forward to. We've got to keep our run going. And if we do that, it'll be another 3 points on the board.
Yeah, and it's going into a very hectic month as well. It's going to be it's a tough run. So I'm sure you're expecting it to be the first of many difficult games. Yeah,
this month is tough. You know, there's no getting around that. We've got some midweek games which we haven't had in this last month, which adds to the schedule. But yeah, look, if you're going into it on the back of winning your last 4 games, it's a much better place to go into it than having not won them 4 games or had a mixture of results leading into it. So yeah, we've got to play for one. It is what it is, and we're looking forward to it. The lads are in, like I say, they're in good spirits, and it's an exciting time. You know, we've got 600 and 700, 800 fans going, making a 5-hour round trip, which is magnificent, and they can make a difference. So we hope that we put on a show and we put on a performance, much the same as the last away game at Doncaster, so we can have the same scenes at the end, because that's what we're all in football for, them kind of moments. So that's the plan, and I hope they bring the singing voices, because we're going to need it. You know, Walsall fans made a racket. They filled all that end on Tuesday night, and you know, they gave them plenty to cheer about for 90 minutes, but they just couldn't quite go over the line, and we've got to make sure that we do that for 95 or 100 minutes, whatever it is, and if we do that, then we'll all go home happy.
Brilliant. Thank you, David.
Thank you.